I'm going to go over 4 reasons that I think people over 50 are getting fat. They're getting fat or they can't lose weight. 4 reasons. Now, there's probably, or there could be more than these 4 reasons. These are just 4 things that I think are a big deal. And if you change these 4 things, I think you're going to see a positive change. So, the first reason, you're not eating enough. Now, if you guys watch my channels, you know I'm sick and tired of hearing calories in, calories out. You're eating too much. Well, what you're eating too much of is too much junk. So you could eat way more. Now, I get these arguments all the time. Oh, a ton of feathers is the same as a ton of steel. Yes, it is. I'm not talking about math here. A ton is a ton, and a calorie is a calorie. But a Twinkie is not broccoli. Those are 2 different things. Food is not food. You heard the thing, a cow is an animal, but an animal isn't necessarily a cow. And that's kind of how it is with food, the way I see it. So, all food is not food. And yes, a calorie is a calorie. A ton of feathers is the same weight as a ton of steel because they both weigh a ton. That's stupid. And I want to talk about, well, and if you think a calorie is a calorie, then I want to challenge you to do this. I want you to eat 2,000 calories of Twinkies and donuts. Exactly 2,000 calories, Twinkies and donuts. Do that for a month. And let's see what happens. Let's see what happens to your body. Let's see if you get fatter. Let's see if you get sick. And then after that month, and you could do this vice versa, the next month, I want you to eat 2,000 calories of chicken, rice, and broccoli. How about all organic? Chicken, rice, and broccoli. 2,000 calories. So you're eating the same amount, right? A calorie is a calorie. You're eating 2,000 calories. I challenge you to do that. And maybe 1 or 2 of you will take that challenge up. And let's see what happens to your body. Now, I wouldn't do the Twinkie and donuts because I know what's going to happen. So hopefully that makes my point. You're not eating enough. Now, what do I mean by that? You're not getting enough nutrients. You're not keeping your metabolism going fast. You're not eating enough calories, slowing down your metabolism, and over time, that's a detriment. And then you go, eat a piece of pie and some ice cream, and now you jump way over your calories for the day, and it hits your body. So you have to consistently eat enough calories, and it has to be quality food. We do this in the gyms. I have personal trainers do this all the time. They have people increase their calories and change the food that they're eating, and they lose weight, especially the visceral fat, that basketball belly, I call it, drum belly. That goes away. I even had a guy tell me, you know what? I hear you say this all the time. I tried it. And guess what? The drum belly went away. It's starting to go away. It's gone. And that's because he changed the food that he's eating. Get rid of the processed food, the ultra processed food. Don't eat that stuff. Don't eat junk. Don't eat too much sugar. Don't drink too much alcohol, and see what happens. Well, he did it, and he was like, wow, that worked. Because a lot of these people, especially men, they have lean arms, lean legs, and then they just got that little drum belly. That's what you're eating. That's the problem. So that's number 1. And number 2 is I just explained it. You're eating the wrong foods. So when you're eating junk, you're destroying your body. You're putting stress on your liver when you're eating ultra-processed foods. If you do that, your body is going to respond in a negative way. And even eating a lower amount of calories, you can get fat. You can get fat because you're eating the wrong food. It doesn't matter if you're not eating 6,000 calories. If you're eating 2,000 calories, and if you don't believe me, go try it. I've been doing this since I was a child, junior high school. And so I've learned and my body's changed. But eating the wrong food is a big negative. Now, when you're eating the wrong food, you're also getting a lot more calories than you think. If you're eating Twinkies and donuts and Oreo cookies, you don't have to eat very much of that. You don't have to eat very much volume to get a lot of calories. Anyone can eat a bag of potato chips. Okay, that's 1,000 calories. Well, try to eat 10 eggs. Is it easier to eat a bag of potato chips, or is it easier to, sorry about that, or is it easier to eat a bag of potato chips or 10 eggs? It's easier to eat a bag of potato chips, and the bag of potato chips is going to be more calories. You're looking at about 1,000 calories, over 1,000 calories in a bag of potato chips where you're sitting there watching the movie, and 10 eggs, that's 700 calories. That's a lot of food. So that's 2. Number 3, gaining weight over 50. You're not eating enough protein. Protein is critical. You need the protein for the amino acids. That's what's going to keep your body functioning. And that's what your body uses, the amino acids that come from protein. They're the building blocks for almost everything. And when you're not getting enough protein, and a lot of times our bodies, when we're over 50, they don't break down the protein as well. They don't utilize the protein as well. They just don't work quite like they did when we were younger. So you need, I believe, and most experts will say this, you need about a pound. You need a gram of protein per pound of body weight, unless you're really overweight. If you weigh 300 pounds and you should weigh 200, you can get away with 200 grams of protein because you don't need to eat the protein for the extra 100 pounds of fat that you have on your body. So not eating enough protein. I'll go back to that example with the eggs. In an egg, there's 6 grams of protein. So if you ate 10 of them, you only got 60 grams of protein. You got 700 calories, but only 60 grams of protein. So you need to eat protein-dense foods. What are those? Shrimp, fish, white fish, chicken. Chicken is very dense as far as the protein per calorie. So you need to eat dense proteins. Maybe do a couple protein shakes in a day. That will also help to get your protein up. And you'll be surprised I have an app and I count everything, all my macros, everything I eat goes in that app every single day. Whether I'm on vacation, if I have a beer or whatever, it all goes in there. And if you do that, I think you're going to be surprised that you're not getting enough protein. You're not getting as much protein as you think you are, for sure. So that's another challenge I would give you. Get an app, download an app on your cell phone, and track your macros, your protein, your carbohydrates, and your fat. Most of you will be surprised that you are not getting the protein that you think you are. Okay, that's 3. Number 4, the 4th reason you're getting fat over 50 is you're not doing resistance training. You're not lifting weights. Lifting weights is critical. Muscle is so important to your metabolism, to your metabolic health. It will stave off a lot of sicknesses like diabetes and all that stuff. The more muscle you have, the better you are. And I always say your muscle is your insurance policy. It's your longevity health insurance policy, the more muscle you have. So 2, 3, 4 times a week, get into the gym and lift weights. I know that takes discipline. I know it takes an effort. A lot of you already do it. I do it. I'm in the gym 5 days a week. And if you don't want to go into the gym, you can work out at home. You can do body squats, pull-ups. You can work out in the park. There's things that you can do, push-ups, sit-ups, that you can do at home. You can use bands, order some bands and do a band workout. But you have to move those muscles. And when you give them some resistance, They're going to respond, and you'd be amazed at the results you can get. And you can do all the things that young people do. You know, I've had people say on some of my and on the short content, they'd make comments like, don't do deadlifts. I didn't say go try to max on your deadlift. I said do them. You can do them without weight. Use a 2-pound dumbbell in each hand, a 2.5-pound dumbbell in each hand. You can do all the lifts that the younger people can do. Now, you might have to give yourself a little more rest because of the connective tissue, tendons and ligaments. Your joints need more recovery. Your muscles are going to recover fine. And you can start lifting weights over 50. Don't just jump in there and just go gung-ho at first. But most gyms have trainers, and they'll help you set up a program, even if you don't want to use that trainer. If you want to use a trainer, that's great, but you don't have to. So find a way to do resistance training. That's number 4. If you're not doing these 4 things, and you change these 4 things, how I described, you will see a difference. And you can revert back to how you felt, how you moved when you were younger. But if you don't, then you're just going to slowly regress and get worse and worse and worse. So if you guys have questions, put them in the comment section. If you want to know more about peptides, I put a couple links in there. That's really popular right now. TRT, there's some links there for testosterone replacement. Check that out. If you have questions, again, put them in the comment section. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.